Hey guys, welcome to my channel. My name is Key and thank you for tuning in. In this video, I'm going to be talking about one side hustle that is overlooked by a lot of people that can potentially make you a lot of money. I do not give any advice on this video that I haven't done, anything that I haven't seen for myself and try it out. I've done all of that, so you don't have to, and that's why I'm here to share this information. So one side hustle that a lot of people do not think about that is very lucrative or has the opportunity to be very lucrative is scrapping. And in this video, I'm going to talk about what scrapping is, how to get started with scrapping, how much money you can potentially make, and any, additional information you should know about it. Okay, so first things first, and I don't want to make these videos very long either. It'll just be enough to provide you information so that you know what to do, or at least how to get started. So first things first, the way I discovered scrapping, I used to be a bartender, and I'm actually still a bartender. I'm just not full-time, and that's another video that I'll be making for you guys. But I am a bartender, and I'm at work one day and this guy comes in, got a lot of swag about him, and gave me a really nice tip, okay? And he wanted to kind of holla at me, but it was just like we exchanged information, but it wasn't really a holla. It was just like, nice to meet you, let's get to know you kind of thing on some friendship stuff. Anyway, as I got to know this guy, I discovered, he was very well off. And when I say well off, I mean, he made anywhere from, I would say, 30 to 50,000 a week. And he wasn't shy about it. He liked to flash money, and I thought that was pretty cool. So, we would just hang out for the sake of spending his money. But anyway, during that time where I got to know him, I discovered he was a scrapper, and he did it on a scale of just like, he had an entire immaculate operation going on that was very low overhead, very little cost to him. So you know me, I like things that make money. So ultimately, I ended up learning a lot from him. We ended up we kind of just like fell off, but that was something that I took with me, was scrapping. And it's something that I do to this day. I have a small business scrapping myself. So anyway, I discovered that. So what scrapping is basically taking any metal. It cannot be any other material, period. If you get into other materials, you're now into junk hauling. We are not junk hauling, we are scrapping. Now, scrapping is very, very, very little overhead. When I say little to no overhead, all you're talking about here is gas. And if you have a truck and a trailer, kudos to you, because you're already 10 times ahead of the game. When I got started with scrapping, I didn't have a truck nor a trailer, and I would have to rent U-Haul trucks and trailers in order to do my loads. But by the time everything was said and done, I would either break even or make just a little more because of the fact that I had to rent a truck and trailer. So I wasn't profiting as much, but I did for my very first load. And I mean my very first load, no experience, right off rip. Within just a couple of hours, I made $300. But I had to end up paying for the U-Haul and the trailer. So I still got to walk away with maybe a couple $100. But that was enough for me to say, you know what? I like this, and this is something that I'm gonna do. And plus, there's not a lot of women, which for women, I'm trying to gear this message to everyone, but women specifically, you can get into scrapping easier than a guy can, because we are not that active in this particular arena. So anyway, eventually I got blessed. I do have access to a truck now, and my father come to find out, he doesn't live here in Florida. He lives in Georgia. But I called him and told him about, like, Dad, I discovered how to make some quick, easy money. And he was like, girl, I've been doing that for years. You're late to the party. And he does it on a different scale, kind of like how the guy that I talked about earlier, like how he does it. You know, he primarily sticks to cards, which I'm going to talk about as well, what to stick to when you're doing it. But my dad was like, girl, you're late. I have like 4 trailers. I do this. I'm the scrap king. And I'm like, oh my God, I named myself the scrap queen. So my dad was like, well, you know, do you have a trailer? What are you doing to haul your loads? And I told him, you know, hey, I'm renting trucks and trailers. He's like, nah. If you get access to a truck, I will give you a trailer. And my dad gave me my trailer. So now I have a trailer, and the trailer is, 20 feet long. So I'm able to haul large loads. So I've been thankful for that. But yeah, and I got my start with it. So let me tell you what to do and what not to do, what to look for and what not to look for when it comes to scrapping. So for me personally, I like scrapping items, metal pieces that are higher ticket than steel. So you have steel, you have aluminum, you have copper, brass, and I think those are the 4 main ones: steel, copper, aluminum, brass, and yeah, those are the main ones that they're really looking for. Anything else is probably just gonna go under steel. Copper is worth the absolute most. As of right now, let me just take a moment in Google. And by the way, these numbers for how much it's worth is a national, or the average right now. Kind of like how gas, you know, you can be in Florida, you can be in Georgia. The gas prices are roughly the same, you know, throughout. But if you go somewhere else, you might get more for it, you know, depending on its necessity. So right now, copper is at about $3.71 a pound. Let's see. Okay, so aluminum right now is the next big one, and that one goes up to about $1.25 per pound, $1.25 a pound. The rest, like steel, is let's see here. Steel is at 63 cents. I've seen it as high as maybe 80 cents, 90 cents, something like that a pound. So, those are the prices that we're talking about. So, as you see, copper at $3.71. I mean, you know, you could take 100 pounds, which by the time you look at it, that's really not a lot, okay? By the time you get to the 100 pounds or so, I mean, it's probably like a little tub, you know, like one of those little tubs which has the top and whatever. You can fill that up and you can run and make yourself $370 off of just 100 pounds of copper. So I try to stick primarily to the higher metals, and aluminum for me is another good one. And this is why women, ladies, listen up specifically. This is why I say, you know, if you work it in the right way, it can be better for you. Because a lot of the loads that I get, a lot of the things that I scrap is usually given to me by guys. And I have the perfect outlet, which is bartending. You know, guys come in, I see electricians, mechanics, boat repair people. I know one guy who remodels houses, okay? And these guys, they're already making enough money doing the job itself. They call people to come and pick it up, to come and pick up their junk or whatever. Now, like I said earlier, when you get to the point of, you know, taking any other material besides metal, it ventures off to becoming junk hauling and removal. But when you stick to metal, you can charge the person to go and pick it up, but you're about to get paid, you know? So all you have to do is just run and pick it up. So especially higher end auto pieces as well, you know, you get stuff like that, you're getting ready to make some money. So it's like offering like in exchange, you know, I'll pick it up for free. If it's anything other than metal, I usually charge for gas, because you have to pay at the dump, at the landfill, to take those things to be dropped off, and it's so much per pound. It's usually like, I don't know, 50 cents, something like that. But anyway, so yeah, you know, you want to stick to metal. But as a girl, a lot of guys just call me. I just talk while I'm at the bar, behind the bar. Hey, you know, let me get that metal up off you. You know, mechanics come in, and auto pieces are the best. You know why? Because they're heavy. So you got your transmissions, motors, rims. Rims is a really big one, because those are aluminum usually, you know. So at $1.75, $1.25 or so, sometimes up to $2 for aluminum, you know, you got there's 4 rims. They all weigh what, 50 pounds each. That's easy off of one car. So the guy who was making so much money, he's been doing scrapping for so long that the way he did it, he gets in good with dealerships, because guess what? Every dealership has a mechanic shop right on premises. So all of those old motors, all of those old transmissions, old body frames, old rims, the dealership is just getting rid of those, and they're calling someone to come haul it away. Why not call you? You know? Now in his situation, he was getting, his loads, I saw it with my own 2 eyes. He was trying to be a little showy, braggy when, you know, this happened, but he's like, hey, run in there, I forgot to go and pick up my check. And I went and picked up the check. It was $8,000 for one load. And he did, you know, on a scale of 3 to 5 loads a day, $8,000. Even if he just did one a day, $8,000 for one load to just bring it, drop it off. And he would pay his drivers. He would usually have 2 workers per truck. So, you know, he would pay them $1,000 for the load. Doing the load is running to pick it up and bringing it back to the scrapyard. And he was actually able to get me hooked up with the owner of that scrapyard, to where I was able to create an account for myself. And so right here I have a check. I spilled something on it before, but I want you guys to see the date on here. Where is it? The date is right here, 6/9/23. So this is just a couple of weeks ago, okay? And this check is for $382.45 from that particular scrapyard. And the load that I took, it was very minimal. I mean, my trailer itself is about 20 feet long. I didn't even have it filled up. And that was almost $400 I made from hooking up with that one particular scrapyard. So some scrapyards, depending on what you're dropping off, they might pay more than another scrapyard. Just like a gas station, you guys. If you are at a gas station and their price is $3.21, their competitor might be at $3.19 just to get you to come over there. You know what I'm saying? So it's kind of like that. Same ballpark, but, you know, just a few cents off. So this particular scrapyard is an automotive core supply, and they want particularly what? Automotive parts. So if you're bringing in nice parts, matter of fact, while on this video, I'm actually going to walk out to my trailer right now and show you some of the things that I'm getting ready to scrap. Guys, as you can see, to anyone else, this looks like just trash. I mean, I don't even know what these are, but I know that this is extremely heavy. So we got some auto parts here, specifically from a truck. Some more auto parts. And then we have here an air conditioner that we broke down. We were able to break it down, and this coil here is just straight aluminum. So we're gonna take that into the scrap yard. We got this pieces here that come off of the outside of the air conditioner. Those are probably gonna go into the steel. You see we got another coil right there. So this one load alone, just a little bit of things that you see here, this is about anywhere from $250 to maybe $300, maybe even more with these heavy metal pieces, taking them to the core supply. Okay, anything like this, you know, that is just trash. We got the insulation from the air conditioner here, so anything like this is just trash. Okay, and once you get into this kind of stuff, you have to pay to have it removed off of your trailer at the landfill and at the dump. All right, so if anybody calls you to haul trash, I wouldn't say no, but you definitely got to charge them a fee, because you're now into moving their stuff. Yeah, I guess that's it. You know, it's very easy. Okay, like I said, all you need is a truck and a trailer and some muscle. So being a girl, I got cousins who just got out of prison. Okay, I call these guys and shoot them 40-50 bucks. I'm getting ready to make $400 or $500. So yeah, why not shoot them 40-50 bucks? I already have a truck now, I have a trailer now, and have them run and pick the stuff up, and voila. Very simple, very easy, very super lucrative. It has the opportunity of being super lucrative. Oh, another thing. So again, I have an electrician, brings me wire. And I'm going to show you guys another thing too. I'm going to show you how the wire stripper and how to use that will be on another video when they're probably sponsoring me. But I'm going to show you what I use to strip the wire and what it looks like. So I guess this is called a wire stripper. Okay, I'm going to show you what kind of wire we strip with it. But what I do with it is I take it and attach it with two little screws here to the end of, this is like a little work plate on the end of my trailer. I take it, attach the wire stripper, and it feeds the wire through, stripping off any insulation, which I'm going to show you what that is. When you have wire like this, you would probably be tempted to just throw it away. It's useless. It has no ends, you know, nothing to plug in or anything like that. It's just wire. But this blue stuff on the outside of it is called insulation. So you can drop this off at the scrapyard and get paid for insulated copper. This is copper. Okay, if you look on the inside here, I don't know if you can see that, but this is copper. Okay guys, so as you see, it's super simple. It doesn't have to be fancy. Nobody cares. At the end of the day, you're taking metal trash, turning it to a scrapyard for cash. Trash for cash. That's literally what it is. And it can be very easy to get into. The best way to advertise that you want to scrap for someone is just by talking to them, okay? Just simply talking to them. Oh, here's another point that I wanted to make before I end this video. So you can scrap appliances, okay? The only thing about appliances is they're gonna go into the steel department. So sometimes appliances are not as lucrative to scrap, even though they're heavy. You'll get steel price, which is anywhere from 60 to 80 cents, you know, depending on the time. The only way to truly make money off of appliances like washers and dryers, refrigerators, stoves, and microwaves is to take out the motors and any aluminum drums that run them. So if you break them down, you'll get more money for it, okay? So whereas you'll probably get $10 for one refrigerator, $10 to $15, you could turn that into $90 if you take out the moving parts like the motors and all of that good stuff, because they want that motor. If they have to go through the work of taking it apart on your behalf, they're gonna get that labor cost out of you, and they don't even go through the whole thing of taking it apart. If you take it to the big pile, all they're going to do is just simply toss it on the pile and send it to be crushed. So if you have someone, or if you yourself know how to take these things apart, do that. It will make a big difference. I personally don't want to do that. It's like we can, but I would rather use the wire stripper to strip that metal, that copper that's worth $3.70 a pound, almost $4. I would rather spend the time doing that than taking apart a refrigerator or a stove. Now, if the items work, the best way to make money off of recycling appliances is by turning around and reselling it. And one of the main ways you can do that is by going on Facebook Marketplace or Craigslist looking for free items. Sometimes people just need those items gone because they just ordered a new refrigerator or a washer and dryer or stove and they work. So, they just need to get rid of it. So you go get that working item, make sure it's cleaned up, especially if it's a refrigerator. I always spray bleach and water. I just sold a refrigerator the other day, like a couple of days ago. Clean it up with bleach and water. And you can list a running refrigerator for $100, okay? So there's so many ways to continue on with this. I just wanted to make this a video about, something that you can do. There are things you can do, and scrapping is one of them. Very easy, very low overhead, very lucrative, or has the potential of being lucrative. But I just want to, especially if you're a young woman, don't ever feel like you don't have any options. And if you don't have a truck, I'm sure you know a guy who does, and he'll help you. All you have to do is just ask for help. You are your biggest advertisement. You are your walking billboard when it comes to doing so many different businesses. And so when you're educated and knowledgeable on these businesses, you can say with confidence what to and what you do and what to do and what not to do. So I hope that this was able to help somebody. Thank you so much for watching, and see you next time.